Guru Kripa Kevalam. Namaste and welcome everyone to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki Jai. What questions are there?
Happy New Year to everybody.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. We'll enjoy after this satsang.
Sometimes
Please.
there's internal speech that comes out about it's still old stuff again, but there's one upset that it's still here. It's still the old perfectionist. It still has such huge momentum, and
What is the notion?
the notion that these sort of thoughts, behaviors should not exist by now.
Like what sort of thought?
Well, basically, I'm not saying the right thing, or I didn't think of, I wasn't aware of the situation, not watching enough. I myself have not respected my own wishes, things like that. So, giving in too much to all this. Sort of thought, maybe.
Yes. And what happens when we buy into the story of any of these thoughts? What happens? Okay, let me specify.
Yes.
What do you take yourself to be then?
The one it speaks to, that speech it implies is the shape of a failure.
Yes.
The shape of
A failed seeker or
Yeah.
something like this. Is it?
someone should
Now,
be good or something.
this failed seeker, is there any even phenomenal evidence of it?
It's passing, but
Yeah? Is it passing also?
it comes and comes back to.
Where is it? How does it come? The body is the seeker. Body couldn't distinguish between ice cream and freedom. So it is not You see? So where is the failed seeker?
It's in
Or the
thought.
seeker at all? It's just a thought.
Yes.
You see? So no thought actually remains on its own.
Yes.
You see? All thoughts come and go, isn't it?
Yes.
So if the seeker is just a thought, then the seeker must have gone.
Yes.
Huh?
There's an immediate speech that came in, but it will come back.
So that is
I've seen it.
that's the mind's play, the offer for the next version of the seeker. You see?
Yes.
You see? So you see that it is nothing but a thought. You see? That's why Bhagavan called it the I thought. You see, it's just a thought. This individual identity is just a thought. You don't find any evidence of any such seeker here when you look, even phenomenally. Without even having to get to what witnesses all of this, you don't find any such entity. Isn't it? Is it?
Yes.
And you rightly said that it's just a notion, it's just a thought. I am a seeker, I am something. You see? That's why Bhagavan said, it is till I am, we are okay. When we start believing I am something, this so-called individualization of consciousness, when that is believed in, that is the start of all suffering. You see? So whether I am a seeker, whether I am successful, failure, I am doing well, I am doing badly, all this makes us presume something out of us, which actually doesn't exist. You see? And it only seems to make something out of us, not in actuality. You see? It's only a pretense, a mask. You see? Now it's all a question of how you deal with the but that comes.
Yes.
You see? So how to deal with it? One way is to remain open. You see? One way is to remain open, the other is to dive in. You see? You see? So this is the fish's mouth. It's open. You see? The bait is coming from the mind. You see? The bait is coming. So once you see that it is just bait and it's only going to bring me suffering, nothing good will come from it. You see? What is your response to it?
I must investigate immediate. There's a thought like
But
Yes.
that's also bait.
yes.
Don't worry, it's little,
Yeah, there's an
don't take
immediate.
it too seriously.
Yeah.
Little lightly. You see, because that is also a pose it can make.
Yes.
Or something like that. It's not like just relax. It's okay.
Yeah.
You see? So this attention and belief combination is the fish's mouth. The mind's offers are the bait. You see? Now it says, but I must do this. You see? Then it's caught. You see? Then the good news is that it's never caught perpetually. You see? So it's open again. Now bait is coming. It could be anything. You see? But this, but that. I have to do this, I have to do that. You haven't got it yet. You will get it. So keep doing this is good. You know, all this will keep going like this, the whisperer. You see? Now, if you keep biting, you keep getting caught. You see? So the fisherman is Maya in a way. You see? You get caught in the idea of your limited identity. You see? You see? So all we have to do is keep ourselves open. You see? Keep ourselves empty. Now, find for yourself, each of you can do this, find for yourself one thought, you see, which you feel like is that bait which you always end up biting. You see? You feel like that this will not get me caught in Maya, this will actually lead to something good for me. You see? And you've seen it now over and over that you get caught in it. But still when it comes, when that worm comes, you see, as the bait, you still feel like you have to bite it. You see? What is that thought? You talked about perfectionism. You see, that's a common one. You see? Many times the thoughts are about freedom itself, about enlightenment itself, about God itself. You see? So what do you end up biting? As I was saying the other day, does reality depend on a notion to be real? Does reality depend on an idea to be real? So, if it doesn't, then how does our grasping on to a notion bring us closer to reality? And the thing is that you're naturally like this right now. And with your attention you become like this, and with your belief you've become like that. You're naturally open here and now. In spite of whatever energy you might be feeling, constriction you might be feeling, whatever emotional sensation you might be experiencing, actually you're open. Is it? You're more spacious than space in which all of them are coming and going. This is naturally your nature, is it? Your original nature is like this. Now you are like this. Who's not like this? Anyone not like this? Open naturally in this moment? Everyone is like this. Is it? Now, is it?
Father, when you use the word this,
Yeah.
there's an immediate grasping of that.
Is
it's
there?
a constriction of the
Is
look.
there? Is there?
No,
Is
not.
there? You see, now that was the bait that came. You see?
Fell for it.
But not to feel guilty
Yes.
or unworthy or nothing like that. It's not about that. It is not to grab a new notion. Is it? Whatever notion is coming, let it come. Let it go. Let it come. Let it go. Can you believe that all this spirituality, with all its huge libraries, you see, ultimately boils down to this. Can we be open in this moment or not? You see, can you remain empty in this moment or not? That's all that it is about. Everything. You see? Because the truth is naturally here. You see? Everything is an explanation of this fact actually. That the truth is just here and apparent. So, in this moment, open. You can even play with yourself like this, like use your hand like that. When you're open, just remain like that. You see, just like that, and you find that you're starting to bite into something. You see, but you'll find that just having a vigilance like this keeps you very open.
The thought was that we can stay like this all day long, you know.
Yeah, we recorded.
And
Yeah, this is the thing. So the truth does not need grasping. The truth does not need biting into. The truth is what is naturally present. It is our grasping, it is our biting, it is our belief which makes this unborn seem as if it is the born, as if it is the identity. The self can seem like it is a limited self only like this. This. Can it be as simple as this? Don't even bite into that. Like, yeah.
Immediately letting go, there's immediate, everything is so funny, so right. There's immediate sort of like a stuff coming up. What was I thinking about types?
Or even that is the bait. So
yeah, seeming temporary
All
analysis.
these offers for conclusion. Anytime you have concluded that even that this is it, you see, is also mouth closed. You see? So let me make the claims for the moment. And my claim is big. The claim is that as you remain open like this, you are out of the tiny box of limitation, of identity, of intellect, which only has these meager opposites. You see? You see? So you're struggling to climb this tiny wall. You see? But actually your reality is much beyond that wall. You see? You want to get from bound to free, which is just in that tiny box. But your reality is much beyond that already, naturally. You see? So at best with your mind you can just play like this, I am bound, I am free, I am bound, I am free, I am bound, I am free. You see? Beyond that, what is there in your mind? You see? You at best will say beyond free. You see? That's also just like that. So the best, highest notion you can have about yourself is what? You can switch from I am like a meager, limited person to I am the absolute. This is the box, no? Beyond that there is nothing. But your reality is beyond this box. You see, even our notion of absolute is just in the box. Our notion of person is definitely in the box, but we don't realize that when we consider ourselves to be anything, including the absolute, it is just the opposite spectrum of the same limited box. You see? This is as far as your notions can go. Tiny, okay, tiny. But your reality is all of much vaster than this. You see? So stop playing in this playground, black and forth, person, absolute, yeah? Like that, ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Just step back. Let these notions come and go. They have nothing to do with you. You see? They have nothing to do with you. Now the next notion will come saying, but how to live my life? But I had, can I keep this? But something, but it's still in the box. You see? So let that ping pong happen in the box. You're out of it. You see, all our judgments, interpretations, ideas, what we think, nothing in this box truly represents reality. You see? Nothing in this box can be a true representative of reality. You see? Not even the statement that I am Brahman. You see? Because reality does not need an assertion. Because assertion can be negated. You can say, I am not Brahman. Then that becomes the box. You see? But your reality is not in this. You see? So, which playground do you want to play in?
No ground.
No ground. Very good. So, you see? In that no ground, you see? Without even no ground becoming a notion, you can only suffer in this box. Only as consciousness, the self, plays as if it is a limited entity. That itself is called suffering. You see? So I am saying this every day, but many times because of our hypnosis of the mind, you see, I am not sure what all of you are actually hearing. So that's why these days I've started taking more feedback also. Like, what is it that you're actually hearing? You see? Or what is when an inquiry is being done, then what is the question you're actually asking? You see? You see? So what I've said simply is because I know for a moment now you'll be hearing, because you will have this idea that I'll ask you for what I'm saying. So you'll be hearing at least for this moment. So what I'm saying is that all your notions, ideas are in this limited box, and this limited box is all your versions of your limited self. You are never in that box. Whether you are calling yourself the absolute or you are referring to yourself as a person, it is all in this box. You see? You are not contained in that. You are beyond it, you see, but beyond the concept of beyond. So not even the concept beyond it you can hold on to, you see. But the good news is that in this moment you are empty of all concepts, you see. In this moment no concept has survived this moment, you see. Now, like the fish, you see, you want to grab onto the bait which the mind is offering, or you want to remain open. That is what all spirituality is about. All of true spirituality is just about this. Remaining as your natural essence, remaining as God, or picking up the mask of individuality, the pretense of separation. You see? This is what this entire game is about. You see? Now it's your move.
No moves.
Huh?
No moves.
No moves, you also move. You see? Assertion and negation both are moves in the box. You see? So, what is your move now? This empty of moves, this moment of not being caught up in any notion about yourself, is to remain in the unborn. You see? And what did Master Bankai say? All things are perfectly resolved in the unborn. You need anything better than this perfect resolution? You see? You said you're a perfectionist. There is no other perfection except this. All things are perfectly resolved here. Now if you say in what way is it resolved, what happened to my problem, you see this, and you're back to the born, right? You've given birth to the limited identity again. So from the tiniest notion about yourself to the largest seeming notion about yourself, both are just tiny notions. Reality does not need any idea of it. So this is the tiny cave, like Plato's cave. They're just shadows you have taken to be reality. And you might not realize that as you give up on your notions, you see that you can't find anything which is anything really which you can really point to and say, oh, this is not a notion. You will find that time is a notion, that space is a notion. You see? Everything in time and space is a notion. You see? And that which you find yourself to be, you can never point to anyway, because it is not spatial or pointable.
Guide us to this notionless now.
Yeah.
Let's say. I feel indeed that there is a lot of peace and spaciousness, and but I couldn't say that there is no notion at all, because at least it's my mind saying that otherwise I would feel lost, because still, I see human beings around me. You see what I mean? It's
if I say you've never seen a human being, human being is just a notion.
So it's not that I'm tagging you and everybody as human beings, but you see what I mean? It's still familiar. Okay, so yeah.
So okay. Even if you say, okay, not human being, but I still see, like Uma was saying that day, I still see form. But form is also notion.
Yeah.
I still see difference in color, but color is also notion. Easy. Tell me something which is not a notion.
Yeah. So everything is a notion.
Yes. So what do you see?
Actually, I see the same thing, same things, without notion?
Yes, but thing is also notion. It's not that I'm not understanding you. It's not that I'm not understanding what you're saying. I understand what you're saying very well. That we are seeing I know what you mean. That we are having the same experience in a way. You see? But thing is notion, experience is a notion. That something has ever happened is a notion. You see?
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
Yeah.
over-interpreting it, but I feel that if I would really be totally empty of
Yeah.
notions,
Yeah.
what I would feel, but then there's the thought coming up. Like, if I would be really empty of notions,
Yeah.
I would feel, what's going on here? You know what I mean?
So you'll be like
Completely surprised by everything. You know, once he said that you saw a flower for the first time.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
Because there was no notion
Yeah.
about it. So when I'm here, I feel
Yeah.
very empty, so to
Yeah.
speak, but still.
yes, and without this but
Yeah. Okay.
see?
There's still notions and.
The arising of thoughts is not a problem. You see? It is just the thoughts can come and go just like any other energy construct can be perceived. All perceptions can come and go. It is not that the arising and going should stop. It is what all the bait can come. The fisherman can keep trying. You see? But now you have become the smart fish. You are not biting whatever the offer might be. You see? And even if you bit, then you have this divine blessing, which is that next moment you are free. You see? But if you keep saying, I should not have bitten and now I'm caught and I'm not, you see, then we keep biting this bait, then for our life, for our entire life, we feel like we are this fish that is trapped, is caught, you see? Actually, no hook can really grab you, no bait can really hold you in this moment itself. In this moment itself, you are free from everything. And the truth, or anything that you could be seeking, the highest version of it, is just this, is naturally here. You see? But the minute you start to interpret or judge it, it will seem like it is not enough, it is limited, or you see, or it is something. You see? What is the highest you are seeking? God, Self, Absolute, Brahman. Is it? It is just naturally here. This is it. Isness is it. Is it? Now, if the highest that you are seeking is to become a special person, then you will be frustrated. If the highest that you are seeking is the seeker to become something special like enlightened or something like that, then you will not find that one, so that could be frustrating. You see? But if what you are seeking is just the truth, then the truth is just this. Then others might come and say, you don't have to bother with this stuff. Then others might come and say that, oh, this one is free, this one is enlightened, but you will have no need for these terms. You see? You will have no use for them. But if you still have this idea that because now truth is here and apparent, therefore what's in it for me? You see, that's again the bait. Got the bait, you see. So some bait like this may remain. You see? That's why it's good to play that game, it's just a thought. Because many times they just, you see, we just feel like but that must be real. This must be right. How can this not? Yeah, like this thing. You see? These kind of ideas. But it's not. No notion represents reality. You see? Not even this.
Guruji, this ideas and the notion and this box, is it also not part of the vasanas?
It is. You see? Your egoic play is very much part of the play of consciousness. You see? So, so then, what does that mean to you? So now that it is part of the vasanas, are you asking for permission to play egoically, or what is the?
When it is part of the vasanas, all what is happening has to happen.
Yes.
So how do I get over that?
This is where you inject the trouble. You see, so far everything, even the play of delusion, the play of freedom, everything is part of the play of vasanas, consciousness itself. You see, now when you say whatever has to happen will happen, yes, because that is what is called the will of consciousness, Guru Kripa Kevalam. You see, then you say, so then how do I?
Eject myself out of this.
I who now?
Oh, again I.
You see, if you say that all is vasanas, then where is the I?
God.
Gali Sakri. If you say all is God, then where is the room for you now?
Yeah.
When I am also God, then why I don't behave like a God?
What is the notion of God?
You see, you started with the idea that isn't whatever my play is, whether bound or free, isn't that the play of God? I said yes, it is. You see, now you are saying, but why don't I play as God? I am saying you are. You see, so if there is only the self, then there is no you. You see, this is what you started with. Even if the play is in the box, it is the play of the vasanas itself. You see, so there is only vasanas. You see, then no question of why don't I who then? I vasanas. You see, vasanas is playing this way. You see. But then when we try to mix this non-doership and try to bring our personal identity back into it, that's when the trouble comes. You see? Like
If I am God, but I am still looking for godliness.
Yes, in a way, and you're still buying into the premise of your egoic self. You see? The looking means what? That I must not be already. Only then you look, no? You see? So then the notion I am God is not useful because it's just like band-aid or something. You see? If actually our presumption still is that I am the limited one and I have to look for God, and maybe if I say I am God, that will help me. You see? So then the fundamental is still the belief that I am this limited me. So whatever strategy and tactics you have, just keep them aside for a moment. You see? Just keep everything aside. Everything. Kept? Gone? Okay. Now, whatever this mind says, let it come and go. This is the bait I'm talking about. You keep the fish's mouth open. Don't bite into it. Even if you bite into it, no trouble. Next moment you open. No trouble. Like this.
That's where that helplessness happens.
This is also bait. It's just a thought, my dear. It's just a thought. You see? the one who is helpless is non-existent. You see? So it doesn't really happen. So when the notion comes, this is when helplessness happens. And because you have bitten this bait so long, you see, it can feel attractive. But just see that it is just another bait, gone, finished. Now you'll say, but it can't be that simple. You see? Or anything, you see? Just bait.
So that seeking has to drop.
Bait. It's a bait, you see, because our condition is like that you have to conclude, you see. But the answer is not conclusive in this way. This answer is unique. You see, all other answers that we've learnt in our life have been like that. E is equal to mc square. You see, now this is not like that. Your openness is the answer. Your emptiness is the answer. There is no answer there. That is the answer.
Yes, that answer itself bounds.
Is the boundary. Whatever answer that you can come up with is your limitation. You see, you think it will free you, but it actually is limiting you. Even the notion that something has to be this way or that way. You see? So, like that. You see? So are we like this or like this? This. This is the whole game. That's it. Naturally we are like this. Now,
I have to believe I'm not open.
exactly. And you believe anything, you believe that. You see, whatever you close your mouth to, you see, you will start pretending to be a fish.
Why can't this simple thing to be so simple?
Wait.
When you say I'm gonna do this, I feel like
Yeah.
doing this, etc.
Yeah.
What do you take yourself to be? It's just the thought?
The mouth is speaking these things. You see?
Yeah.
Sometimes I make that notion out of it that this is how Ananta is. You see? Sometimes I make that notion out of the behavior of this body, mind. There's no such thing actually, but just if you're being conceptual for a moment, so then this sort of body mind organism, there's no such body mind organism actually, it's just a notion. You see? So, but sometimes I refer to this one as Ananta and say he's like this, he's like that. Sometimes because that is natural in this play to speak like that, I say yes, I am like this, I am like that. You see? But I don't actually, there's not much really juice in that or identification with that really.
There's no body mind organism.
No, there's no body, there's no mind. Where is it? Where?
There's no human being, there's no chair, there's no building, and no.
Yeah, because what is it? Like, what is a building? Another set of sensations, perceptions. You see? Okay, how is all of this not your body? How is all that you perceive not your body? If I say this universe is your body, then
Because I'm identifying with myself.
with a particular object in your perception, you see. But then even if you say that, but I don't see the sensations of other, you see. But you're seeing this head is just a sensation. You see. So what makes it other? You see. So it is just a line that we draw in the blank page, you see, saying that this is what separates me. You see? All of this is being experienced equally or unequally? Equally. So how is it that in the equal experience of sensations, we draw one line and say, but this set of sensations is me, and that set of sensations is not me?
Because I believed in the concept that there are personal thoughts that I can hear and listen to. And
Yeah, it was just a concept, no? But it's not an experience. That expression. If you meet it with your full past, you see, you will miss it. If you meet it with your full past, you will miss it. You see? It means that if you try to put the entire frame of reference that you have about your life and jump into this freedom, then that will not happen. You see? You have to lose all that frame of reference and just, then you cannot miss it. That's it. You see? You can't miss it. But if you meet it with the baggage of past and future, then you will miss it. You see? It can seem like that's too broad a frame to put into this. You see? If you give meaning to all of that limited idea and you want freedom for that limited idea, that just cannot happen. You see? So freedom means to drop that limited idea itself. In this way, it cannot be missed. But if you try to meet it like the body, if you try to meet it like the one that has a history, has a story, you see, then it can't meet it. None of that burden has to be picked up. No history has to be picked up. There's no power coming into this computer. Yes. Is it? Like this or like this?
It's something. When I'm part of that vastness,
How you became a part? You were the vastness. No?
that's on myself.
How can the making parts is the seeming separation, is it?
That is the separation.
That is the seeming separation. That is duality.
Yeah, then that expectation comes.
Yes.
That vastness will
Yeah.
take care of.
Then expectation, it will sometimes gratitude, but many times victimhood. Why you do this to me? You see, all this play can happen. You see. So, but if vastness is vastness and it's all encompassing, then where is the second in that? You see, who's cutting up those slices? Nobody. So if you have to consider that you have a body, then consider this entire universe to be your body. Or consider everything that you perceive to be your body. Why you have to conceive of only this one set of sensations as your body? Best to throw away the concept of body. It's a concept, no? That much is clear or no?
Everything is a
Everything. Yeah.
But it appears it's quite magic to be able to drop all the concepts. Like
Yes, and the good thing is what? That this magic happens naturally. You see, because if somebody individually had to do it, you could not. But naturally, you're just magical what to do. Yeah. No amount of ego has actually captured the divine. Is it? No amount of ego has actually captured the divine. As our Guruji said, no power is greater than the holiness of your being. Your very being is naturally here now and you are free. The greatest force in this universe. Yeah. But being the greatest force, you have given yourself this power to delude yourself. to play as if you are limited. That's all.
It was a horrible story. No, it's good also.
It's neither good nor bad, it's just what it is. You see? At best, it's a leela, it's a play at best. You see, even that explanation is not true, but I prefer it over most others.
The what is seems like the simplest.
Yeah. And yet, so much struggle, seeker, I've been seeking for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, no? Like this kind of thing. Seeking what? Is it? What naturally is already available in every moment?
Seems like I'm learning how to let go for the first time.
It can play like that, yeah.
Every time there's a sense of that, and there's a thought that comes up again. Sorry to indulge in it, but this becomes quite that this must be agreed with, supposedly with everyone, and those otherwise it's not true.
Like everyone must see this to be true.
For it to
Like
be
that?
true. Some,
Like that's what language is in a way.
yeah.
A convention where we give meaning to what is.
Yeah, the statement.
What is language? It is like a conventional system in which we give some notional meaning to just what is.
The suffering in that one sentence was caused by the sentence itself.
Yes.
I had to have the idea of other and then the agreement and separation.
Exactly. Yeah. You see, we feel like the battle must be bigger. We feel that the battle can't be just this. He's saying it's basically just notional. You see? Where's the real Mahabharata? You see? Where is the big fight?
Inside Mahabharata is where the problem.
Yeah.
Then
This is,
outside
in fact, the outside Mahabharata is only a representation of this.
Manifestation of
Yeah.
Mahabharata.
Metaphorically. Everything is in a way like that, but don't worry about that too much because then we get into that whole nature of manifestation and the secret and all these kind of things.
If there was
This
no-
one start to get excited.
I was reading a quote of Osho today.
Yeah.
Someone asked him something about, believing and manifesting, something
Yeah.
like that. And he said, I don't believe in believing.
I could believe that quote. The truth doesn't have to be believed in, maybe. That's the good news. Whatever has a precondition cannot be your original nature, you see, because it needs something. You see. So your identity needs your belief, therefore it cannot be your original nature. You see. What doesn't need any belief? What doesn't need belief? What has no preconditions? What is not caught up in cause and effect? What doesn't need you to think about it? So suppose that there was this fish who said to the Creator, said to God, that in this life I will not fall for that trick, I will be free. And God said, okay, here's the playground, it is open. So she comes to the playground, and one bait comes, second bait comes, third bait comes, fourth one, is it? So it's back in front of God. Okay, one more try. You see, in this life I will not bite. Okay, this playground is for you to play, it's open, come. So first come, second come, third one is again very familiar. Then it's like, again, God. You see, it might sound absurd, but this is our life presently. You see, God is here now. You see, you are open and empty. Okay. I know. I fell for it. Now this time. So for a while it seemed like we keep playing like this. Just like then, but it becomes, this game becomes easier. You see, it just becomes easier. That just 1, 2, 3, 4, 100,000, all this come and go. You see, it may not even feel like they're coming and going. You see,
Is
so
holding on to a notion okay?
Huh?
Is holding on to a notion okay?
Holding on to a notion?
Okay.
Is it okay? What would that notion be? You can have one notion.
Any notion. All the baits.
Everything is okay. You see? Everything is okay. But if you say that I want to be empty of this notion, and can I hold on to a notion, then that can create that
What if you
dichotomy.
don't want to be even empty of the notion?
Yes.
And you're okay with the notion?
Yes. Then it's okay.
Whether you hold on, whether you don't hold on, it's okay.
Yes. Then it's okay.
If it is just one notion.
No. As many as you like. This playground is there. No. Everything is okay. There is nothing which is not okay. You see? But if you say, Ananta, help me open my fist, but is closing my fist okay? You see? Then no, open your fist, or it is actually already open. You see? But is
Is opening the fist also a notion?
everything is. Everything, even spoken in satsang, is a motion. You see? Everything is a motion. Everything that is spoken, conceptualized, verbalized, everything, even everything that is appearing is a motion. You see? So, if you feel like what is being shared in satsang is like in the realm of opposites, is this way, that way, because the word will seem like that, but you will, if you are listening, you will hear that once an assertion is made, soon that is negated. Another assertion is made, soon that is negated. So you're not left with anything to actually really hold on to. But it can seem like that because when we are listening partly, you see, then it can feel like this is what he's saying. You see, but I'm not saying anything at all. You see, I'm just like, if you're in going this way, then I'm just like that. If you're going this way, then I'm like that. You see, so I'm not. I could say that you have to do it, but there is nothing that you can do. I can say all these kind of things. You see, I don't feel like I have to live in some coherency or something like that. You see? Because this coherency is just in that box. Like it has to be either this way or that way. You see, I'm okay for it to be this way, that way, not any way. You see, I'm okay to assert, to negate, to not assert, to not negate. I'm okay with all of that. You see, because this box is nothing but a small plaything. You see, so everything is okay and everything is not okay. You see? Everything is everything and everything is nothing. So I'm not really saying anything at all, actually. How to say like that?
But for that, while you're saying them, this is off this experience that we are currently, which is passing, and we can grab onto what passed and use memory and provide a word and sort of interpret what could have been perceived here. All passing notions, all in this very moment, in what we are all always in.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
can't
even
say.
you see, like nobody's ever met a moment.
Yeah.
I know the usual concept in spirituality, of course, is that you cannot leave this moment. This moment is all there. Have you met this moment? Like, what is this moment? The moment you go looking for the moment, it is gone. You see? So time is as much notional as space. So
No,
even when we talk about the present, we make a notion of the present being that the boundary between, in the middle of past and future, there is like a moment which is the present. It is not like that. You see, there is no such present like that, which is bound on both sides by past and future. You see? It is also notional.
At some point you said what you see is a notion.
Yeah.
Is a notion.
Yeah.
This I don't understand because cannot we see this without a notion?
Yeah? But there's no longer then seeing this.
Oh yeah?
Oh
Oh my goodness, oh no.
You see?
No, I don't.
You see?
No. Still not.
You don't see.
No, I don't see.
At least you see the not seeing.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it.
you see?
I don't. Huh?
What do you see?
Yes. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I see that it's an ocean.
Yeah.
But
That's all I'm saying. That
If I-
everything that you see is an ocean.
okay, but if I didn't see you as an ocean, wouldn't I see you though, still?
No. Because you itself is an ocean. What would you see? It's the same conversation actually. Although we might not feel it's the same one. It's the same conversation that disciple had with Papaji. He said, "Can you show me God?" You see? And Papaji said that if you doubt, then you cannot see God. You see? So, what do you see now? I'm making a shortcut version of it. What do you see now? And the disciple says, I don't see God. You see? Papaji said, don't is doubt. I said, don't doubt. You see? What do you see? See God. You see? And it's really not wordplay. It's really not just wordplay. You see? It's nice wordplay also, but it's not just wordplay. It is just that our distinctions come from our labels. You see? This idea of me and you comes from labels. The idea of separation, of duality, comes because of labels. You see? Advaita is empty of distinction. You see? What do you see?
I see doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see questioning all the time. I see how, I.
Not why.
Oh yeah, why a lot also. You didn't see that?
Okay, so let's start fresh. Now, everything that is coming can come, everything that is going can go. Is it different than this fish story? Is it different? The same. Whether you say conveyor belt, whether you say bait, all these various things we've called it over the years. Close means suffering. Open means no suffering. So ultimately, like he was asking, suffering is okay, not suffering is also okay. You see? But if you feel like I'm done with this play of limitation, I'm done with this suffering game, then remain open. Feel like I'm still enjoying the roller coaster. Sometime like this, sometime like that. It's all okay. Yeah, it's okay. Without any labels, what are you seeing?
Same thing.
Hmm?
Same thing than as with labels.
Yes. Yes. This is good. So, what use are the labels? If you say that my perception is the same, so actually no need for labels. Now, in this simple perception, are there two? Or does it even make sense, this question then? One, two. Is it? Is there even distinction between manifest and unmanifest?
Could you repeat that last one?
Yes.
Rephrase.
That without labels, is there even distinction between manifest and unmanifest? Just a label, no?
Yeah. The manifest is not really. It's like
Huh?
it's in, not in. Seems together.
Yeah, but that's also label. It's also a representation. If you say it is together, then I will say where do they connect? How does that which is beyond time and space connect with that which is in time and space? So even our spiritual understanding, spiritual notions are not true. They just at best provisional truths. Nothing true can be spoken.
That seems true.
Is it? Like you can say, is that true? Like nothing true can ever be spoken. Is that true? Like if you say everything that I speak is a lie, what about that? Even that is not true. Where does it bring you? Beyond the box, isn't it? Because in the box it can only either be this way or that way. If I say what I'm saying to you is neither true nor false. Yeah, I used to say like that often. Or maybe just yesterday, I don't know when. So what I'm saying to you is neither true nor false. Will you take it as the truth or the falsity? Huh?
Must be just sounds passing, some sentences passing.
That sounds like a negation.
Yeah.
But the answer is not in the box of our intellect. You see. So to come to your childlike innocence means to let go of these boundaries, that it has to be this way or that way, or both, or neither, any such conclusion. What is going to happen is that for some of you this will be very frustrating, so you will come up with like a master conclusion and you want to rest on that. You see? But it is not that. And it is not that.
What can be this master conclusion?
It can be anything. It can be a very spiritual thing, that everything is the absolute or something like that. You see? Or anything which you feel like it's just like that. You see? So it becomes your defense from any this thing. You see? Sometimes the words of satsang will provoke you, will poke you. You see? And you might find that you're using a defense, a shield. Saying, yeah, it's all. Like this. You see? So, but notice that. And notice whether even that notion truly represents any reality or is just a defense that we are using now because our intellect cannot cope with this seeming dissolution. You see? You can take this invitation to dissolve as an attack. You see? And it will try to defend with some notion. You see? Saying, which can seem like it is defending against the words of satsang itself. You see? Just like I settle for this, and it becomes like, okay, whatever, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah. If you hear something which corresponds to that notion, you're like, yes. Then blah 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 blah, blah blah, yes, like that, and then something again that corresponds to this notion, you're like, yeah. You're like that. You see? So still making all these distinctions and not really letting the words which are meant to be completely dissolving in nature, you see, not letting them in through. Just like using convenient hearing in a way to confirm what we already know. In fact, in our life, in most of the world, not just in satsang, we operate like this. We go into most situations just wanting to confirm what we already think we know. And it takes a lot of effort, you see, for seeming the others who are speaking to make an inroad and say, there's an opportunity. You see, there's a bit of openness there. You see? Otherwise, we just like, this is what I think I know. So, as long as he's corresponding to that, he's like, yes. But the minute it becomes something different, something which you feel you can't relate to or you don't see or something like that, you can just be like, no, let me meditate now. Just like, and then it's like, you see, even in satsang we make these favorite notions and we listen a lot to just what is, when it's, I notice like this, all of you have your own set of favorites. So when I start speaking about that particular thing, you wake up. Okay? And if I'm speaking about something else, it's just like, it's time passing, it's nice presence, it's time passing. It's just like, la. And then that concept, if it's surrender or something, then just surrender to God. This is mine, you see. This is mine. This I can deal. It's like that. You see? Those who can't deal with then surrender or can't relate with surrender, they switch off. Then they're like la. Guru Kripa Kevala, la. Then I say, the truth is to inquire into who you really are. Inquiry, yes. Inquiry is mine, you see. Then they wake up and the surrender ones go to sleep. So because we feel like this we know, we understand, you see. Therefore, to get you to leave your stranglehold on what you think you know can seem like it takes hammering after hammering, you see. And many times the frustration in satsang comes because for weeks it can be that our favorite topic is not spoken about and you just feel like, you see, the rest is just like, what is he saying? You're not really asking what is he saying. It's just that you're not in agreement with what is being said. So you're just like, what is he saying? Yeah, what? It can be. Yeah. So, but it's all grace. If in one moment you're actually open to that, you might see like that. Yeah. Then that might become your favorite topic. Then you keep switching like that. Just like this. So, and at the bottom of it, somewhere is this like my way thing. You see, my way. It's like my way or the highway. You see? So even the Guru is on the highway most of the time. Till those moments where he's corresponding with my way. Yeah, in those moments you let them in. You see? But the Master will not leave you with that. He'll keep saying, broaden, 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 open, open, open. Don't attach to any of these. Like Guruji says, don't make tattoos of my words. You don't attach to this and say this is what it is. It's not that. It is everything that you can conclude like that is in the box. If that's why I said I've given license for one. If you feel like there's too much fear, there's too much, it's too broad, I can't deal with it, it's something, so many notions you're buying about notionlessness, you see, then better than buying all those notions, you pick one notion and you hold on to that tightly. You see? Like remain at my father's feet, Guru Kripa Kevalam, or who am I? You see, take one and just hang on with that one. You see? And it's one. If it's one of these, then those are self-destructive in nature anyway, self-dissolutive in nature anyway. You see? So, but it's only when you feel like, when you're faced with this unborn, you see, you come face to face with your original nature. You see, you feel like there's too much notions you pick up about that. Like I'm too scared, I'm falling, I'm lost, I'm not understanding. There's so much notions about being notionless. Then better you hold just one notion. It's just like that. You see, so that one stick you can hold on to if you feel like this. But my invitation, of course, is to not this way, not that way, not up, not down, not self, not person, not Brahman, not Maya. Neither asserting, not denying. Although the not can seem like a denial, not really like that. Just like if you are a car and you just had a tilt towards one wheel. You see, you just had something wrong in the alignment and just been tilted towards one wheel, which is the mind. You see? So then if you felt like the whole car is driving on the mind is everything that it says is true. So now it is really worn out, it is suffering, you see. So to get you to look at what else is there is mind, intellect, but there is also something greater beyond. Even these terms are notional, but just to invite you to look, you see, what witnesses the mind? That question is useful. But the truth is not in opposition to anything. What are your favorite topics in Satsang? So I know if I need to wake any of you up, this I should just mention. What's your favorite one?
Just when you said that, just...
No, that's good. What's your least favorite? When do you find yourself like switching off? Okay, here he goes about the goose escaping the vase. And it's okay. It's okay because all of us have some temperament and things like that. So just shine your light on this aspect is okay for a bit, but don't like become guilty about it or something.
To look at the present I
Yeah.
that I take myself to be, the notion that I am currently playing out, or I, this. The minute the attention goes there, there's a fear, there's a the position automatically changes to the one who's afraid.
Yeah.
but the looking seemingly doesn't progress, and therefore there's the one that's the one that failed. Or you looked, you got afraid, and you failed, and so on. So then there's the frustrated one.
What about you? I have to start talking about the appearance of realms and universes and how all of these are.
Excitable also, but nothing really is that,
Not so.
Everything you say, I enjoy very much.
It's just a thought. It's super powerful.
Yeah. And what you don't like?
Sometimes I can see when you read the Gita or
Yes.
something. Sometimes
Yes.
it's like, oh, yeah. It's like,
In the sense of the words are having that effect, or just the fact that in satsang we are reading?
the horn of the hair.
The horn of the hair.
Yeah, for instance.
Yeah.
Like everything is an ocean. It's
Yeah.
like, it's too much.
Industrial strength.
Yeah, it's too much,
Too
It's
much.
like my world falls apart.
Yeah.
But then it has also an effect like, wow.
Yeah.
Not even surfing in
Yeah,
the universe or something, but it's super powerful.
Yeah.
But what does he say? The pains of birth, the
Yeah.
birth pains. Yeah.
The labor pains. What Sharanya?
Sometimes when you say this up and down
Huh.
and like the space and time, like when you
Up and down are notional. You like that or don't like that?
I like
Oh,
that.
okay.
Breaking all these concepts about space and time. So you don't really talk much about like world being an illusion. So you rarely touch these topics. I like them.
And don't like?
I don't see anything
Yeah.
like that. Maybe subtly there, I don't know.
Father, when you take us through exploration or investigation of the self,
Inquiry, like the inquiry?
yes, and what is it that's perceiving, and
Yeah.
such questions like that, and to explore together with you, that's very interesting. And things, I think, when you say truth, this is the second part.
Truth for truth's sake.
Apparent.
Oh, truth is apparent.
Oh God, that's something which. How is it apparent? Yeah, still I'm.
And yet first and second are the same. Because when I'm taking you through it, I'm taking you through how it is just apparent to you.
Strange loop.
Yeah. This one pushes many buttons. The truth that you're looking for is just apparent. What is he saying? Must be for him. Really, or something like
What is apparent is
Yeah.
not my concept of truth.
truth. Yes.
That is the problem.
Yes. And so one of them will win.
Yeah.
Either our concept of truth or what is apparent. Yes. And we know which one will win actually. How would you want to?
I enjoy everything that you say. Sometimes I just
Yeah, that's okay. No. It's okay. You're just doing it playfully, it's not. Favorite topic in satsang. I like the inquiry questions, how you use questions. Sometimes I notice even before it's just a thought game. Then I notice that some are already like closing their eyes and just like, I will not count on them for an answer. They're already signaling to me that I am not going to answer because I'm going into deep meditation. And it's not constant also. It's like in that what your state of mind is, how you're feeling at that moment. You see, it all depends on that. Sometimes you're very open to playing But if you're just in a different temperamental mood or something like that, then the same, you could just like, no, not today. You know? I like my thoughts right now. I don't want to. I don't want to expose them. Or sometimes when we are very still, then that feels like too much activity also. You see, it can also be that way, that you're just so still that any game or any activity can feel like that. But it's very, as far as pointers go, the simple game is a very potent pointer, I feel. Because that's where Advaita collides with our notions of the world. Like Advaita means no two, no distinction at all. And our idea of the world is full of distinction. This is this way, this is that way, this is right, this is wrong, this is up, this is down, this is true, this is false, this is ethical, this is unethical, this is, you know. So you can have many ideas about isness, but isness itself is indistinct from itself in any way. There is no distinction itself naturally. There's some more. Favorite is Guru Kripa. Not favorite is not accepting any answer to questions that are asked by you of me. Oh Father, there is still so much. What's in it for me? It's just like moment to moment. Just about, it's about this. Then all this is gone. Even the idea of moment to moment is gone. How much is left is gone. That's what I was saying the other day. You could be the most identified one to have ever lived on this universe. You see? But even for you, this moment you are empty and you are free. This is so direct. It has to but it has to be met empty in a way. You see, if we make this also notional, then it will just add to our identification. Then truth is apparent is the favorite one at the moment. Good. Then, Father, the whole satsang today was my topic. Good. Thank you. So grateful you are in my life. Love you too, my dear. Good. This is the favorite one, even for the most identified one. The favorite one is, I'm presuming you're talking about, even if you're the most identified. Or is it, are you talking about the truth is apparent? It's okay. Make it too serious about it. We don't have to reinforce our favorites. The idea was to. But it's good to check. Like for one, it is the least favorite, for one, it's the most favorite. And that's why in satsang, in some satsang, some seem to be so much enjoying, and others seem to be so like, like that, like Father's office game today or something, and then others can be like, this is really, he's back, and the ones who are enjoying that one there's a lot of subtle notional ideas that we can have, you see. Thank you, Father. So last question or inquiry for today is, what is not a notion? It's important. Because if you say the idea is to remain notionless, so where to remain?
And the idea to remain notionless is also
Notion. So that is also notion. But what is not a notion? Huh? This. You- Favorite idea is to be back at your feet physically. Good, good. Always welcome. There's some more. Favorite is when you say that when. Okay, let me put on my specs for this one. Favorite is when you say that what you are saying is that you are not saying anything yet. Least is when you say you are already free. I see. Similar in a way. Your most favorite and least favorite for me, you sound a bit similar actually. Favorite is when you say that what you are saying is that you are not saying anything. Least is when you say that you are already free. You see, so least is like that, like truth is apparent. The favorite idea is to be back at it. Away from you is the least favorite. Miss you so much. Miss you too, my dear. This life from your form seems so sad. Even cannot enjoy my relationship with the loved one. All my love, all my blessings are with you. I could say some fancy things like meet them like me and all of those things, but I won't. Because you heard all of this over the years. So I have a sense of what you're feeling, what you're saying. So I accept that wholeheartedly. Thank you always. Thank you too, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all so much for being in Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Muji Baba ki
Jai. Satguru Shri Ananta Ji ki Jai.
Guru Kripa ki Phala.